No intro music this week.
No intro music, okay.
No intro music. Welcome everybody. A quick, 20-minute episode maybe.
Yeah, right on.
You hear my kid in the background.
That's okay, it happens. So, welcome to Beer,
Ooh.
Skydive Podcast, the short and sweet Christmas episode, huh?
Yeah. Figured we would get one out there for good old St. Nick.
Yeah. Plus, we haven't skipped a week yet, so
No. Yeah.
gotta keep up the streak.
This is true.
Yeah.
Well, what were you up to while I was in Brazil? And then I'll tell you what I was up to.
Just regular stuff, man. Taking care of kids, Christmas shopping, wrapping presents, all that stuff. I got contacts.
I see that, yeah.
Set of glasses. That's about it. Like, I don't think we got a dog. Erica.
I saw that.
Erica got her midlife crisis baby.
What is it? B showed me, but I don't know what kind it is.
Yeah, I don't even want to say it. It's embarrassing. It's not even like a real dog. It's a schnoodle.
Okay.
It's a schnauzer and a poodle mix.
Schnauz.
Yeah.
And a poodle mix. But
Yeah.
it's super small, right?
Yeah, it's probably weighs maybe 15 pounds, maybe something like that. But and what's even worse is, like, we usually get shelter dogs, and we actually got this one from a pet store.
Yeah.
And Erica is justifying it by saying, we still rescued it. It's okay. It was 6 months old. They were going to send it away anyways. It needed a home. And so I was like, all right, fine, whatever. Yeah.
Well, I mean, she's kind of right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's not wrong, but still.
They were going to send it to somebody else. If
Mm-hmm.
you didn't take it.
Yeah. And I guess we got a good deal considering pet store prices. So I don't know, whatever. She's happy, which means I will be happy. So it's all good.
Oh, good in the hood.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Brazil.
Yeah, man. Trying to send some photos so we could share. It was a pretty good trip. It started out pretty good.
Yeah.
There's got to be a better way to get there and get home because it took forever, man. Like, I chose to fly out of Dulles because it was a little bit cheaper to just make the drive, pay for the parking, than to pay the extra $300, $400, $500 for a ticket out of Pittsburgh. But it took an entire day to get there and over a day to get back with the layovers.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. It started out good.
That sounds ominous.
Well, I should say it started out well. We went to basically Victoria, met up there, got our cars, drove to Itirana, and then we went to Penedo Base Camp, which was like a 1,200-foot super overhung wall. Let me see if I can find the picture. I'm just gonna.
And that's what you want. Overhung is best case scenario in case you have like a 180 off or something, right?
Yeah. So it worked. That was awesome. And we spent a few days there. We just basically, that was to work on exits, making sure our exits are good, because it's not like your typical, poised base exit, right? We're practicing to exit for tracking, getting into that tracking position, which will also translate over into wingsuit base. So I'll say Penedo went really well. I got my exits down really, really good. And then we left there and we went to Caprito, which is it's really actually an exit. It's a mountain. Let me see if we can get some pictures here. Let's see.
You mean it's not an exit?
It is an exit.
Okay.
Let's see. What do we got? Let me go. Date modified. There we go. So I'll show you Penedo. Here we go. Let's do this. So if you're just listening, I'm sharing a photo. Why can't I share a photo? Let's see. Not now.
You need screen sharing permissions, it says. Am I
No.
hosting?
Let's see. Window. Here we go.
Oh, there we go.
Boom. So this is potato. Right. That's the exit, like right here, and
Okay.
it's really overhung. It's
Up in
about
those clouds.
you can take like a 8, I think, 8
8 second
or 10.
delay.
Yeah, 8 or 10. We started off with like 4s,
You said it's 1,200 feet or
12 or
1,200?
1500, but it's overhung real.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you take probably like an 8, I think is what we said. We just started with 4s just for exit, and then getting into that sweeping arm position.
Yeah.
But this
Okay.
place was really cool. Like it was about a 45-minute drive up, and then I'd say 20-minute downhill hike to the exit. So it wasn't
So,
bad.
so you said overall that's a 1,200 foot,
I think from
ex-
from
something like that.
from exit to Talus. So
Oh,
you
okay.
know Talus
All
is
right.
right. For anybody that doesn't know what a talus is,
I was
see if I can.
thinking, I was
Yeah,
thinking you were saying 1,200 foot like total. I
vertical,
was like, you're
1200 foot
taking,
vertical, but then
yeah,
it's it
yeah,
talus is down, right? So
yeah,
basically, right where these trees are is where sort of the ground meets the cliff.
face, yeah,
Yeah. So this whole thing from here to the landing zone that's slanted is the talus, right? So it's like
okay,
1,200 feet from here to here, and then from here to the LZ, I don't know, 15, 1800 or something like that. I don't remember.
okay. That makes so much more sense because if you were, like, I thought you were saying 1,200 was the total distance,
No.
and you were taking like 8 second delays. I was like, holy shit, like that's, I don't,
You could
I
do
don't,
that. You can do that.
it's really,
Yeah. I mean, people
well, I
were
mean,
taking.
yeah, but you'd
Yeah.
be opening at like 200 feet,
Yeah.
300 feet, something like
Yeah.
that.
So started off at 4, but this whole thing was for exits.
Right on.
Uh, but that was cool. And then we went to. I want to just put it on the record that I had no problems hiking that one. It was also downhill. It was only 20 minutes. Um, when we got to Caprito, it was not a bad hike, but it was about a
Oh
40,
shit! Look at that.
45-minute hike, something like that. Because eventually, what we had to do is this is the finger, over here's termite. Uh, the Capritos, I can't remember what Caprito is. That's when they got clouded in. That's
Yeah,
when I was sick. We'll get to that in a minute. That's sitting on the side of the mountain.
that's your two piece. That
Yeah.
I was
Yep.
gonna say. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, that's the 2 piece. And then, yeah, this is standing on the side of Caprito. That's Potato.
So for the people, oh, pause that for a second. Pause that real quick. So for the people that are just listening to this, um, you need to come in and look at the video and the pictures. These are awesome. You can find that on Spotify. Let's go to Spotify,
Yeah.
Beer Skydiving Podcast. There's always a video component of it there.
Yeah.
Some of that looked gorgeous, man.
Oh, dude, the scenery was amazing. And the reason I was talking about hiking, because on like day 3 or 4, like Tuesday ish, Wednesday ish of Caprito. So they drive you up, and then you get to this one section where it's like pretty steep grade up, like rock
Yeah,
mountain. So you got to get out of the truck to go up it. So he can go up it, and it goes up and goes up, and then you ride the rest of the way to the exit. But then after one day, they're like, we're not driving up that anymore. So then it turned the hike into like an hour and a half. And the
Yeah.
first part of it's like this, like up, 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 up. And I'm not the fastest guy. I'm not the most in shape guy, but I'm usually never bringing up like the rear, like the slowest guy.
Right.
And like Tuesday,
Somewhere in the middle.
yeah, I'm usually somewhere in the middle. Tuesday, Wednesday, I couldn't keep up. Like I don't know. I was like, what's this going on, man? Like I'm so tired. Like I was chugging water, whatever. And then Wednesday, I did one jump Wednesday, and I was just really beat because we jumped, and then we were to pack at the church, and then we're gonna go right back up. And I'm just like, you know what, guys, I'm sitting this one out. Like, because I was having my exits are money. Once I get into flying, I'm cooking. I was having a hard time connecting that subterminal from exit, connecting the subterminal body position into terminal.
Okay.
Um, and I know what I needed to work on, but I just didn't get a chance to work on it for the last 3 days. Because Wednesday morning, like when I went to bed, Thursday morning, when I went to bed Wednesday night, Thursday morning, I woke up, I could hear everybody outside at like 4 a.m. getting ready. And like I was sick, like sick. Like my
I
joints hurt, my whole
I
body.
heard that you had an unfortunate experience.
Dude, so basically what happened, I'll make the long story short. I felt like I got hit by a Mack truck, kind of like COVID, but times 10. And so there are these little bugs over there called midges. They call them no-see-ums because you can't really see them and you can't feel them on you until they bite you and they leave.
I think they
So,
have those in Georgia, man. I mean, it might be
yeah,
a different thing, but yeah, go ahead. All right, go ahead.
but so I caught what's called the Oropush virus. And it has been in Brazil. Like there was known cases from like between like 2015 and 2022, and like they weren't a big deal. And then now they've found out that this new strain has gone uh, under viral, what they call it, viral hold on, let me look. Da-da-da-da-da-da. So basically, it's a stronger strain, right? It's able to
Okay.
make new strains now. Viral reassignment, I think is what it said. Yeah, viral reassortment.
A
Yeah,
reassortment. All right.
right. 5 minutes. Viral reassortment, which means one cell can attach itself, and then whatever cell attaches itself to that, they can rearrange and make themselves a new strain of virus. And basically, it just makes you dehydrated, tired, all your joints hurt, makes your brain swell, um, which gives you, super bad headache.
That sounds
And
really bad, dude.
yeah, and like it made my eyes hurt so bad, like I couldn't even like open them to light. Like it'd be very sensitive to light. And it got so bad, dude. I laid there almost all day. And then like my symptoms kept getting worse. And Scotty's like, maybe you should go to the hospital. Like she was telling B, maybe you should go to the hospital. Like, all right, I don't know. And there got to be a certain point where like my eyes hurt so bad, and she couldn't even open the door to the room without me having to cover my eyes.
Yeah.
And like I was so thirsty, but I had no appetite, and I just couldn't do anything. I'm like, all right, it's time to go to the hospital.
So I have talked to B a little bit. Actually, more than I've talked to you, honestly, in the last couple of days. But
We were so busy, man, that
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't I didn't talk to anybody really, so don't feel bad.
But you know, I'm sure you've heard this, but maybe you should keep your travel domestic because it seems like every time you go out of the country, you end
Oh,
up in a hospital.
well, sort of. That is true. This one wasn't of my own doing, though, man. I was extremely diligent. I wake up in the morning, put on sunscreen, spray with bug spray, lather down.
Yeah. Damn.
Lunchtime, redo bug spray, sunscreen. End of the day, redo bug spray.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah,
That's just a freak. Oh, this bug bit me, and now I'm sick as shit, and I can't go jump off of mountains.
Pretty much, yeah.
That
Yeah, a
sucks.
couple other guys got it, but they didn't get it until like the last day, and one of the guys got it like when he as he was leaving. So
So the
like,
travel like that might even be
yeah,
worse.
oh dude, I even after so I ended up going to the hospital and they pumped me full of fluids and some medications and stuff, and then they took blood to test and they said it was the Oroquois virus. Um, and then even after all that, the flights home were just miserable, dude.
Dude, I
Just from
bet.
the
Yeah.
pressure, like
Oh,
my
I didn't
right
even
eyeball felt like it was gonna
think
blow.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like just coming off the virus and it's still running its course, and the pressure in the plane, my head just hurt
Yeah.
like the whole time.
Yeah, and like the planes are pressurized, but they're not pressurized the same as on the ground. They're only pressurized enough to make you not uncomfortable. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
pretty much.
But if you're ill or if there's something, if you're not healthy, then that'll show up. You'll feel that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm trying to see if I can find a video, but I'll load them up later. I haven't had time to do really anything with video or pictures
Okay.
or anything.
So aside from the bad stuff, getting bit by the bug and getting sick and all that stuff, how many jumps did you do? Was it awesome? Like, do you
Uh,
have video of the jumps?
well, yeah,
Like,
I got some
let's
video.
talk about the jumps.
Yeah, the jumps were good. Like I said, exits were awesome. Uh, I was just having a little bit of a hard time from that sub terminal to actual tracking section.
Hmm.
Uh, but once I got moving, like it's overhung. Caprito is overhung, so you jump and you as you drop, you go out of sight. Unless you're really good and you're right in it, then you kind of stay in sight, then start
Start flying.
tracking out. But towards the end of the jump, I was getting into it and then tracking out, and you can see me in the video tracking out and then deploying. So like I'm getting away from the wall and stuff. Uh, I was just having a hard time connecting what I D arch is supposed to look like, right? And really, it's not
Hmm.
even that, dude. Like once you're in your position, you just bring your arms back, uh, and just leave those back. And all you do is take your legs, right? You're flying this way.
Yeah.
Um, the angle you're flying on is sort of like this. Like this is your head.
Yeah.
Here's your legs. You're on a slight angle. And all you really got to do is just drop your legs a little bit. And that puts you in
That puts
that
you in that D arch.
that
Yeah.
puts you in that D-arch position, right? So
Yeah.
you're not like D-arching at the hips or like bringing your shoulders forward. I was having a hard time because I'd be like, okay, let's D-arch, and then I'd start like this, and I'd lean forward, and I'd get real steep,
Yeah.
like, and I'd be like hauling ass. But then when I come out of it and I level out and I power my legs up, I'd be like, okay, boom, I'm cooking because I'm transferring all that downward speed to forward speed. But the idea is you want your recovery arc within you want to get into that, you know, position in the first like 3 to 5 seconds.
Yeah. Dude, there's so many different, like, as a newer jumper, things that I'm learning here. So many different body positions, and they're just slightly different, like each one,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, like when I think of de-arching or like trying to track away,
And you like
like
right your stomach
like
and your
yeah,
hips and
you
your
suck your stomach
shoulders.
in, you roll your shoulders and like
Yeah.
all this stuff. But like I don't, other than making my legs as straight as I can, I don't really think about bent,
Well, for
just making them
skydiving, it's not
straight.
that big of a deal, right? You have lots of time,
Yeah,
right?
well, yeah,
Because even if you were to start tracking in that sort of skydive body position, you're still kind of arched. Like so, you're going
yeah,
down, but you might be moving. You might be moving forward at like a point 0.7, right? A one to a 1 to
yeah,
0.7,
yeah,
and skydiving, you have altitude, you have all that time, right? Base jumping, you want to be into it as quick as possible to get away from the wall to deploy, as much vertical distance from the wall as possible in case you have,
yeah,
the opening
yeah.
problem.
I guess the point I was trying to make was that even just in skydiving, there's a ton of different body positions, and
Yeah.
I like that's just the tip of the iceberg, right? Like skydiving is the beginning. uh there's so much more to learn.
Yeah. But I was putting it together. The only thing I was bummed out about was I didn't get to like put the pieces together. If I was able to hang in there for the next 2.5 days, they got a bunch, not a bunch, but they got probably four more jumps in.
That
So
you
we're
didn't do because you were sick.
yeah,
Shit.
I was toast, dude.
Oh my god,
Yeah, I
that's
was toast.
horrible.
Yeah. And then Saturday we left. Like Friday night we drove back to Victoria. Or Saturday morning we drove back to Victoria. Those guys went to Unse, which is a different exit point. It's about an hour hike. It's a runoff. But I just didn't get to do that because there's just no way. I was still sick and
Dude, I googled base with the bobs, and I was looking
yeah,
at like all the stuff that they do. um Man, how many jump? You said you missed 4 jumps, at least four
something like
jumps.
that. Probably three,
Three,
somewhere between three and
three.
four.
Damn, that
Yeah,
sucks.
yeah, because I like after watching some video, I'm like, oh, there's where my disconnect is. Like, I'm not I'm trying to really de-arch to get myself in that position, right? When all I
Yeah,
really needed to do is, as I was coming down in that angle, bring my arms back real slow. Like, because when I bring them back, I was like, whoa, you know, into that
doing it
position.
quick. Yeah,
And then all that would do was put me even steeper.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, that's
so
what we
really,
do when we skydive. Like at least that's what I do. So like if I'm trying to track away, I'll do my 180 and I'll just put them back and
yeah,
you know get my shoulders down and try to be as horizontal as I can.
yeah. So
But
really, all I
I
needed to
guess
do
with base,
was
you don't want to do it that fast, huh?
all I really needed to do was slow that cadence down, and then just about 3 seconds, just very lightly start bringing my legs down to power it up,
Mm-hmm.
and then fine tune from there.
Because if you bring your legs down, that's going to create more air pressure, and you're
That's
gonna
what's going to drive you forward.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
So it
yep.
drives me
Okay.
forward.
Hmm.
Yeah. So a little bummed I didn't get to work that out, but I know I got good video. I know what I need to do. Know what I need to work on next time.
So how many jumps did you end up doing?
What did I end up getting? I think we got 8 or 9 at Potato, and
Wow,
then
that many.
at
Okay, cool.
Caprito we got. Where did I get Caprito? I gotta look. I think I got five or six at Caprito, and those
So
guys
like
got
13 or
three
14
more.
total.
Yeah,
13 or, dude, that's
I
awesome
mean for
because
being sick, but the whole time we were hiking at Caprito, I'm like, what is going on, dude? I am not this out of shape.
right.
Like,
Yeah.
and like after that, once as it started to get worse, I'm like, well, this makes sense. Like why I was so out of breath immediately, and like I was so tired, no matter what I did.
Yeah. Damn.
But the trip was good.
Well, it-
The
yeah, yeah. Okay,
the
good.
trip home was horrible. Took forever.
Because you were sick or just because it took forever?
Both, and it took forever. We had a 10-hour layover in Columbia Airport,
And then you
which
had to drive home from DC
4 hours, four
sick
and a
as
half
shit,
hours. Yeah, that sucked. But then I wasn't bad. I was maybe a little tired, but
feeling better.
yeah, it had been Sunday. Like I got really sick Thursday, and then Sunday, like it's when we got home. So 3 days.
Today, for the listeners, is Tuesday. So
Yeah,
Sunday to Tuesday. Yeah.
but yeah, and then I got home and shot myself in the leg yesterday. Is that today? Yesterday.
And he's not kidding. He actually shot himself in the leg with a
And
fucking firearm.
9 millimeter,
There's the round.
9 millimeter. Shadow Systems. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Just to be clear, I wasn't being a moron and I wasn't fucking around with the gun. I will say it was early in the morning. I was tired, but I wanted to get my handgun cleaned and ready to go to the range in the afternoon because my daughter wasn't coming home until later that night. Because that was everybody's question, was like, why were you cleaning a gun at 6:45 in the morning?
Yeah, and you didn't tell me you were cleaning it. Why didn't you clean it when you got it back from the range the last time? Like, you clean it
because
as soon as you're
I
done shooting it.
because I was in a rush to go to Brazil, so I went and did a bunch of shooting, 45 9mm, my AR-9, and then I just kind of put everything back in the safe, locked it all up, and it's like I'll clean it when I get home. But how it happened was magazine was not in it. I was getting ready to clear the chamber, and my dogs have been fucking around all morning. And right as I was getting ready to roll the slide back to clear the chamber, two dogs came running in. I have hardwood floors, so they lost their footing and fucking crashed into me. And mid fall, kapoo!
So I don't want to give you a hard time about this.
Dude, it's whatever. Everybody, I've already heard it all already.
I'm not going to give you a hard time about it, but for the listeners, before I retired, I was a federal special agent. Not only was I a federal special agent, but I was also a firearms instructor. I was a drill and tactics instructor. Like, I know guns. I know firearms safety.
Excuse me.
I don't want to say there were some things that you could have done better, but
It was dude. It's like anything. It was user error. It could have been avoidable. It was an avoidable accident.
Yeah, absolutely. It was 100% avoidable. That's all I'll say. It was 100% avoidable. Yep, 100% avoidable. That's all I'm going to say.
There's nothing else to say about it. What happened? What happened. You know.
So
honestly, I will say, I just got this handgun and I just put a Halo Sunsight on it. Doesn't matter. It's a really nice looking pistol. It shoots really good. And my first instinct was to not drop the gun, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I would just let the gun drop and go, worst case scenario, something would have broke on that, or it got scratched up or dinged up or whatever, right?
But it wouldn't have went off.
Exactly. So me going for the gun, like, oh, I don't want to fuck my shit up, I made the gun go off because I reached back out to grab it.
Yeah, I mean, I would go back even further than that. Like, just like in skydiving, bring it back. It's always a collection of decisions, right?
Yep.
So, I probably would have made the decision not to have a round in the chamber in my house.
Well, that's like you said, that's a decision to each his own, right?
It is.
Some guys, I mean, I get it both. I see both points of view. Like, I like to keep. The only reason I keep it chambered is it's the home defense weapon. It's locked up, and the only one that can get to it is me. And if I'm wasting time getting to the gun, when I get the gun, I would like it to be loaded.
Yeah. So as this doesn't need to be a whole thing, but we can edit this if you're okay with that. As a very highly trained firearms person, you don't need to have a round in the chamber in your house. Like, the half a second.
Bizarre, my house gets broken into or slimmed in on anyway.
Well, but what I'm saying is the half a second that it's going to take you, if you're a well-trained person with your weapons, to put a magazine. Not even like, you shouldn't even have a magazine in it. Have a magazine next to the gun. Put the magazine in, rack the slide. That should take you no more than a second. So, you pick up your gun and it's loaded and you're good to go, and that can cause problems, right? Or You pick up your gun, you put a magazine, you rack the slide, and you're good to go 1 second later. And that will not cause problems. That's just where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
As
Or you can pick up the gun, put the magazine, rack the slide, trip over a pair of shoes, and shoot yourself in the fucking leg anyway. Just like skydiving, you're going to have the perfect pack job, the perfect equipment, the perfect exit, and shit can still go wrong.
But here's the difference. Shit won't go wrong until that round is in the chamber. If it's always in the chamber, it can always go wrong.
Is what it is, man, right? I mean,
I agree with you.
take
It is what it is.
responsibility.
I'm just saying, if it's in the chamber, it can go wrong at at any time. As soon as it's in your hand, you fall over, boom.
Boom.
Like at any time. At any time.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is what it is.
It is. But actually,
I
talking about guns,
run of 32 years of handling firearms and weapons and never had an accidental discharge or anything. I just honestly, dude, I feel like it was just the perfect storm. Like,
yeah, and that is the way that those things happen.
yeah.
And so that is why you need to be more careful than that. Like, you need to not have a round in the chamber until you're ready to fucking kill people, is what I'm getting at.
That's every day for me, dude.
All right. Well, all right.
Nah, dude, it was listen.
But you know what I'm saying. Like you know what I'm saying.
I used to never keep anything chambered. I just sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
It depends.
Yeah.
Doesn't change the fact of what happened, but
no. But
honestly, getting shot didn't even hurt, dude.
It doesn't.
It didn't fucking hurt at all.
No,
like,
it doesn't.
I fell down, the gun went off, and the dogs fucking obviously took off. I'm like, you sons of bitches. And I stood up and I'm looking around for like, damn, dude. Like, B's gonna be pissed. There's gonna be a hole in the floor. Like I just shot a hole through the floor of the side of the house or some shit.
You see it before you feel it.
Yeah, I'm looking around. And as I'm looking around, I see where it went into the desk. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I like just glance over at my leg and I'm like, wait a minute.
Why are my pants wet?
They weren't even wet. Like, it was just a little, that the carbon it leaves when it enters.
Yeah.
So I had one on on the entry side that was like black and carbon, and then I see where it came out the other side, and I went, no way. I'm like, that, nah. Like, it doesn't even hurt. Like, my pants weren't bloody or anything yet. So I'm like, all right, well, maybe it just went through the jeans or something. Like, that was weird. So I stood up and took my pants off, and I'm like, nope, I just freaking shot myself in the fucking leg.
As soon as you see it. Yep.
I'm like, oh, god damn it.
So we can say now that both hosts of this podcast have been shot.
One by someone else, one by himself.
Yeah, I wasn't dumb enough to do it to myself, but, whatever.
Yeah, dude. I mean, fuck.
Oh, dude.
Be the first one to admit that it was like,
I'm so sorry that happened. Like, that sucks.
It does suck, man. It's embarrassing, dude, right? Because over the years, I was like, how the fuck do you shoot yourself? I've heard people shoot themselves by accident. And it happened to me.
If that round had not been in the chamber, you would not have shot yourself.
Course. There's no turning back time. So no. I know if it would have been in there, it would have went off.
Firearm safety, bro. It's 101. Just saying.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So, what do they call that? A prognosis? Like, you're gonna be fine. Didn't do a whole lot of damage.
Yeah. So
basically, what's the deal?
The first person I called was B, because I had full on intentions of.
Oh, she wasn't even there?
No, she had just left for work for the day.
Oh, okay.
And my full intention was, I'd be like, oh, fuck, she's going to be pissed. Like, 'cause she had a full schedule of dogs to groom and stuff. I'm like, damn, she's going to be pissed at me. So I called her, and I'm like, because I had full intentions of her driving me to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
I called her. She's like, hello. I said, babe, yeah. I said, I just shot myself in the leg.
Which leg, right or
Hello?
left?
No, she goes, it's the left leg.
Okay.
She goes, hello? I said, I just shot myself in the leg. No questions asked. She goes, oh my God, okay, I'm on my way. Just hangs the phone up. I'm like, okay. So I start taking my pants down. I grabbed my belt. I put a tourniquet on, and I had a roll of paper towels in here. So I grabbed some clean paper towels, and I, you know, was holding the wound shut.
Was
She's
the
got,
was the tourniquet necessary, or was it just sort of like a let me just do this?
let me just do this because
All right.
that's,
All
you
right.
know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know what I hit. Like, I had no idea
Yeah.
how bad it was
Well, I mean,
inside.
you could be able to tell by the way the blood was coming.
Oh,
Never mind.
like,
Like that.
I had my hand on it. When I took it
Yeah.
off, it went. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe I better put a tourniquet on
All
it
right.
just
All
to be
right. Yeah.
safe.
Yeah.
Right. So I tourniqueted,
So
put the things on. She comes in the house. She goes, all right, I'm on the line with 911. I'm like, you're 911? I'm like, all right. So I got on the phone 911. She goes, sir? I'm like, yeah. She goes, how you feeling? And I'm like, uh,
like I've been shot in the leg.
fucking embarrassed. She goes, I know. It happened. You'd be surprised that it happens all the time. You just don't hear about it. I'm like, well, anyway. She goes, are you okay? I'm like, well, yeah. I was like, I shot myself in the leg, blah, blah, blah. She's like, well, what we need to do is get a tourniquet on. I said, I already got one on. She's like, you have one on? I was like, yeah, I'm way ahead of you. She goes, well, all right, let's get some clean rags and put them on the wounds. I said, I already did that. It's like, I'm way ahead of you. Like,
All I need is transport.
yeah, at that point, I was going to have B take me, but she already had called 911 because she was at the gas station from then until she got here. And then she went and unlocked the doors and opened the doors, and the cop came and he goes, hello? I said, yeah, come on in, man. We're in here. Fucking, but yeah, I told him the story. I was like, it is. I say, hey, man, it is what it is. Like, he's like,
So
oh,
wait, they sent a cop, not an
well, the
ambulance.
cops are the ones who got here first.
Okay, all
you know,
right.
when
I'm going in the store.
okay.
And a detective.
Yeah. So cops. Yeah. So I mean, whenever you.
Yeah. Shooting. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. If even any accident, the local police arrive, and then the fire department or EM, whatever. But they showed up because it was a GSW, it was a gunshot wound.
Mm-hmm.
And they come in. The first guy come in, I was like, "Yo, man, what's going on?" I told him, and then the other guy got here, and I told him what was going on. And the other guy got here, told him what was going on. He's like, well, we need to get a tourniquet on you, dude. I'm like, I got one on. It's like, oh, is it your own or is it a real tourniquet? I said, it's just a belt, but it's tight. No, we're gonna have to put a real one on you.
They put like a field one on. I got to twist it and secure it.
Dude, he goes, I'm just gonna let you know right now.
It's gonna hurt like a motherfucker.
It's gonna hurt bad. I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. Go ahead, put it on. Like, see these tag tattoos? If I could broke myself, I just shot myself in the leg. Look, do your worst, pal. Motherfucker.
Yep.
Dude. And he kept at one point I'm like, dude, it's tight. Like, stop fucking twisting. He's like, no, it's not. I'm like, motherfucker. Like, I looked at him like I wanted to rip his face off. Like, it's enough.
Nope. The purpose of a tourniquet is to stop blood flow.
Oh, dude. Well, he definitely stopped it because by the time I got to the hospital, I couldn't even move my foot. I couldn't feel anything.
Yeah, well, that's the point. If it's still bleeding, it's not tight enough.
This whole time, like, shooting myself, watching my leg, like, gush blood, tourniqueting myself, this stuff.
Turned purple and probably
everything. I'm
fine.
More
purple than you've ever seen a limb, ever.
I'm fine. Like, everything's cool. I'm like, all right, this happened. I'm usually a cool, calm, collected guy in any situation. And then he put that fucking thing on, like, I immediately start sweating. Like, and I'm like, all I could do was breathe because it was on so fucking tight. Like, and there was like fluid in my knee. Like, he had it, like, there was fluid in my knee, but he had it so tight, felt like the fluid was going to explode out of the side of my knee. I'm like, God damn it. And after about, I don't know, 60 seconds or so, like, it started to subside. And I could breathe. I'm like, God damn, dude, that fucking thing hurts.
Can you see this on my arm? I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
But I was injured in a car bombing in Iraq. This is 20 years old at this point. But it used to be a huge chunk that was missing out of my forearm. And I had a tourniquet on my arm because of that. Literally, you could put a softball in the size of this wound. It looked like my skin was like a banana peel. Like
Yeah.
you could put a softball in there. And they, laying in the street of Iraq, they put a tourniquet on, and I got shot in the ass and shrapnel all, a bunch of other places.
Yeah.
But like this was the worst. And then getting the round in the butt cheek. But tourniquets fucking hurt.
Dude.
It hurt so much worse. It didn't hurt until they put the tourniquet on.
Yeah,
Like,
that I will concur.
it was fucking horrible.
It sucked so bad, dude. But yeah, then like I left and B stayed here and talked to them, and they're like, well, first of all, they asked me like, what are you doing cleaning your gun at 6:30 in the morning, 6:45? And I told them, I said, I just got back from a base jumping trip in Brazil. Like, I wanted to go to the range this afternoon. So I wanted to have everything ready. So when I was done working, I could just go to the range. I'm like, all right. And then he saw my wingsuit. He's like, is that one of those wingsuits? And then we got into that, like, oh, you skydive and base jump and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, man. Then after I left, they were talking to B, and they were like, he was like really fucking calm. Like, he was really cool, very lucid, very calm, collected. Like, and she's like, yeah, that's just kind of how he is.
Yeah. It's only a thing if you make it a thing.
Exactly. If you panic, then it's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Don't panic. Like, yes, I just shot myself, but chances are I'm going to be fine. I've assessed the situation. I know what I need to do, where I need to go.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, then I got to the hospital and they took the tourniquet off and it was barely bleeding. So they did an x-ray to make sure I didn't hit bone or anything, because I obviously didn't hit an artery, like the main artery. And
well, it wouldn't bleed right away when they take the tourniquet off. Like, it would take time for all that stuff to rehydrate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, because they took it off and then a couple doctors stuck around so I could, can you move your toes now? I'm like, yeah, now I'm fine. Like, I can move everything. Because when I first got there, like, can you move your toes? I'm like, nope, I can't move. I can't move anything.
That's a good tourniquet. That's a good tourniquet.
Below tourniquet, I can't move shit. I can't move my leg. Can't move my ankle. I can't move my toes. Can you feel this? I'm like, nope. And then they took it off, and then like 5 minutes later, like, how about now? And I'm like, yeah, cool, everything's fine. They're like, all right, good deal.
Did you get that like weird like pins and needles, like as the blood was coming back in, like it was
like your foot falling asleep type of feel?
Yeah, but like way worse.
Yeah. Yep. And then, the wound started bleeding a little bit more, but they just basically, they washed it out. Like, they did a syringe washout on each side, and then they bandaged it up and said, okay, you're out of here. I was like, whoa, shit, awesome.
They like stitched you up and like...
No, they don't stitch you up or anything.
They didn't stitch you up at all?
No, because if, even though it was a brand new bullet, right? It's never been anywhere else but in the box, in my gun, in my leg. They gave me a shitload of antibiotics.
Yeah.
And if like some sort of internal infection, like somehow possibly starts, they want it to be able to push out. Okay. So it's with a bullet wound. I don't know how they treated yours, but since mine was a clean entry exit, they just let it heal from the inside out. I just change bandages like once a day or once every other day.
Mine's still in there. They said it would cause too much damage to get it out, and it will be fine. So
yeah,
I have a 7.62 round in my ass.
Yeah, but they found it. The
police did.
Yeah, because they had to dig it out. They took my gun for some reason.
Probably just to make sure it hasn't been used in the commission of a crime and all that stuff.
After I left, the one cop who's really cool, who I went to talk to, I went to get it back today, but they had it locked up in a room that the sergeant only has a key to, so I'm to go back and get it. But he's like, I don't even know why we took your gun, man. It was clear that you were responsible for what happened, and he's like, obviously you knew what was going on, and you were so lucid and coherent, He's like, he told B, he's like, honestly, we first got there, we thought you shot him.
So, as a former law enforcement agent, yeah, you never believe what comes over 911. Like that's why cops roll up, you know,
Well, that not only that, but there
like a
are people
battalion
out there
deep.
that
Like
like
you never believe the 911 call. All what you believe is, okay, someone's hurt and we're gonna like storm in
yeah, let's
because
get there and figure it out.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like even like on TV where I've seen like a dude's girlfriend stab or shoot him, and then they go, "Oh no, it was just an accident. I fell." And then they dig deeper if they find out like she's the one that actually he or she is the one that actually did it, and the person that got injured was also lying for them. So
yeah,
like it doesn't surprise me that
yeah.
they would think something like that.
People are shit
Nuts. I
like
don't mind.
shitheads. Like people are shit. Like that's just the way it is.
I love you so much. You just shot me, but that's okay. I'm not
Yeah,
going to tell anyone.
yeah. People will, you know, get manipulated and lie for people, or you know, like
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff.
I am extremely grateful for one thing is that,
That it was just a 9 millimeter.
and that it was just a target round and not a self defense hollow point or something, because it probably would have exploded the first top part of my leg.
Well, so it was just like a frangible
It's just a
range
regular
round.
steel core
Yeah,
full metal jacket
yeah,
round nose.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah, that's just the cheapest thing I shoot for
yeah,
targets.
yeah, 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 yeah.
But if I had like a hollow point or self defense, like claw, this fucking claw, dude,
Well, that's what I was gonna
my
ask you
leg
about
could
the
have, my
exit
leg
wound.
probably would have exploded.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about the exit wound. It sounds like it wasn't that bad. So
No, and
I was assuming
it's
it was like a
mainly because
frangible.
of
Yeah,
this, what I had loaded.
yeah. Damn.
It was an experience, man. Something I didn't think I'd ever experience ever, and that's why it's called an accident.
Wait, welcome to the
Sure as
club.
fuck didn't do it on purpose. You know,
Yeah.
I got to give people the benefit of the doubt now. Like, how the hell do you shoot yourself? Well, I know how. I
Yeah,
can tell you.
yeah, you do.
This is why.
Yeah. So can I ask you this? I know you only wanted this to be like 20 minutes or so, and we're already at
Yeah,
47
we're already
minutes.
almost an hour anyway.
But can I ask you this? Are you gonna have a round in the chamber from now on at your house?
Am I?
Yeah. Say
I
no.
usually don't. I
Say
usually
no.
don't, dude. I just had that one loaded and in the safe.
All
I
right.
usually don't. I usually have the magazine in, and then all I'd have to do is rack it,
Yeah. Okay.
Or if it's my AR9 or something, I'll have the magazine in uh, with the bolt carrier charged, and then all I got to do is close it.
Yeah.
But not actually chambered.
Just
Yeah, very rarely do I keep a round in the chamber. Like even when I conceal carry, like unless I'm like somewhere really sketchy, then I'll be like, you know what? And then once I get back to the truck, I unload it.
You shouldn't keep a weapon charged like that. It's bad for the buffer spring. Like again, it takes a second.
Oh yeah.
charge
Well,
it.
I mean,
Yeah.
mine's not getting used nearly as what you would use in the military.
Well, but even so, just like having it charged
I have
constantly,
mine's also
it's bad for the spring.
Mine's a special setup too. The 9 I don't keep charged. The AR-15 I used to, but anymore it's closed. Like I just have to run the charging handle, right? Because the AR-9 I have a general recoil system in it, so it's got a 8.5-inch buffer tube with a flat PVC coated spring, a hydraulic buffer, 3 2.5 ounce buffer weights in there, and it has like almost zero recoil. It's got like 27 point some grams of reciprocating force. So that's one I wouldn't keep charged anyway.
Right. Again,
I also have a 357, a Dan Wesson 357 that I will keep 6 rounds in the and all I gotta do is run the hammer.
There is a second or less between shooting yourself in the leg and not.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. A second or less.
Listen, man, I've thought of every scenario of what coulda, shoulda, woulda
No, you didn't.
since it happened.
You didn't think of everything.
Okay.
I'm just saying. If it's not in the chamber, it can't hurt you.
Don't you think that already ran through my mind? If I wouldn't have had it chambered, that would have never fucking happened.
Well, that's why I asked you if you were
If I
gonna
wasn't cleaning my gun at
do it
6:30 in
again.
the morning, if I wasn't cleaning my gun at 6:30 in the morning, and I was a little bit more awake and alert, I probably would have went like, "Oh wait, let me just
Well,
get
so
some
that
coffee first. Let me get some coffee first." And
that's another thing. If you're tired and not all there, don't play with your fucking gun.
dude, all things I've already discussed with myself
All right.
since
Okay.
shooting myself in the leg.
All right. Good. I'm glad. I'm
tell
not
you
glad
what,
that you shot yourself in the leg, but I'm glad that you thought about all these things. Dude,
oh man.
when you told me that, like after, like I already knew that
I
you were
thought
in the
he had already
hospital in
told you
Brazil.
because you're like, I
No.
heard about your hospital trip. I'm like, how the fuck did you hear about my hospital trip already?
No, I heard about your
It's been like
hospital trip
6
in
hours.
Brazil. And then you tell me you shoot yourself in the leg. I'm like, what the fuck,
Dude.
dude? Like, seriously?
My buddy's like, don't even leave your house. You have 8 days until the new year. Like, just don't leave the house. Don't do anything.
You
Don't
shouldn't.
go anywhere.
So when are you supposed to be all right?
When will I be all right?
Yeah, like 6
I
weeks,
can
8
walk
weeks.
now. I can walk now.
You're good.
I mean, basically, it's just like I had a quad tear in my right leg, like 2012 ish, 2011, somewhere around. I had a real bad quad tear, and it was bleeding so bad internally that it made my right knee swell up. It was super red. When I went to the doctors, I'm like, something's wrong with my leg, and they're like, yeah, something's wrong with your knee. We need to get that MRI. Turned out I ripped my quad so bad that it was bleeding, and all the blood was running down and pulling into my knee. So that one took a while to heal. But I don't think this. I mean, this was the gunshot definitely hit part of my quad, but a lot of it was just probably fatty tissue and shit.
All right.
Like,
Well, good.
it probably so it went.
You got lucky.
Do-do-do-do.
Oh wait, no, hold on. Oh, the other way.
There you
Other
go.
way.
So there's the entry point,
Uh
and you see the exit, right?
huh. Uh huh.
So it kind of went like this,
Yep.
like that.
Mostly
So
through
as
the
I was
top.
falling, I'm like, oh. Anyway, regardless, so it only caught. I mean, it looked like
Jesus Christ.
it would went straight in, but it didn't. It was like
Oh my God.
sideways.
Yep.
So let me just say that in an unlucky scenario, I got very lucky. Right?
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you got super fucking lucky.
Yeah, dude.
So,
dude.
for those just listening, if there was ever an episode that you needed to watch the video for, this one is it. Jesus Christ. All right, man.
Yeah, dude, it was nuts. It was like it didn't even hurt. Like I wasn't. The cops were like, "Well, that's shock." I'm like, "Dude, I'm not shocked at all. Like I'm talking to you right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm not shocked. I wasn't shocked. I was more in disbelief. Like
It doesn't
I knew
until it sets in.
Yeah, I knew the firearm had went off, right? And
Yeah.
like picked myself up and bitched at the dogs. You know, then I'm looking around on the floor for a bullet hole. Like, fuck, now I got a bullet hole in my house somewhere. And I see it in the desk. And I'm like, oh, okay, there it is. And I sit down and then I look down at my leg and I'm like, there's holes in my pants.
Yeah.
I'm like, no way, dude, no way. Like that didn't just happen. And then I'm like, oh shit, yeah, it did.
Yep. Yeah.
And from there, I was just like, all right, it's what it is.
Yeah, it's a strange sensation being shot. Like you really don't get it until it fully sets in.
You're like, holy shit, I just been shot.
Yep.
That's what's nuts, though, man. Like, I didn't even feel it.
Well, yeah, like I was saying, you don't. I didn't know I got shot until I was in the hospital. I mean, I had other injuries that I was aware of, so maybe I just, that one just wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
But I had no idea I got shot.
Well, practice safe gun handling, people.
And let me put this out there. If anybody has any questions about gun safety and how to be safe with your weapons, I am more than happy as a, well,
Qualified.
yeah,
If you were
previous
were
firearms instructor. I am more than happy to tell you how to be 100% safe with your weapons. And the very first thing is don't have a round in the chamber in your house. Just saying.
Unless you're looking to shoot yourself or somebody else.
Yeah.
Those are the only two scenarios. And I met the criteria, obviously.
Obviously. All right. So, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah.
I think
feel like this is a Lethal Weapon episode.
It could be
Christmas and
no, it's Die Hard, not Lethal Weapon. Die Hard, right?
Lethal Weapon was during Christmas on one of them too.
I thought it was Die Hard.
Die Hard was, yes. So was Lethal Weapon.
All right. Okay. All right. Yeah.
I did start watching Die Hard yesterday.
You should.
And I fell asleep.
So yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. I do think that we should probably talk more about your base jumping journey in Brazil, because I
got some
feel
videos uploaded. I got some videos of some other guys, and
I feel like we talked about it quickly because we were trying to do a quick episode, but it turned out into an hour long anyways.
Yeah, we could talk about stuff like for out there, why we'd want to be, set in shallow breaks instead of deep breaks, stuff like that. Because there are specific reasons for that kind of stuff.
Do you think the Bobs or a Bob would be interested in being on the show and talking about base jumping and stuff?
I mean, I could ask them.
Yeah.
They're busy, man. When they started their school, like last year or the year before, so I talked to Scotty on this trip. He's like, he fully expected to be busy like 2 to 3 days a week. Like, 2 to 3 days a week, we'll be busy. We'll do some first jump courses at the Prime. And then it's boom. That's all they do.
Nice.
They're booked all the time.
It looks like it, looking at their website. Yeah, I was pretty surprised.
Oh, he's a reputable guy. Like, he knows what he's doing. Like, he's been around the game for a long time. Like, he's seen just about every type of fatality because of one reason or another.
Right.
He's a good resource of information. And so is his wife. Well, she's an amazing base jumper and wingsuit flyer. And she also used to climb.
Oh, okay. Maybe they would be willing to spare an hour.
Yeah, I can ask them.
All right. Cool.
All right.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. All that, whatever. Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever.
Jibber jabber.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week.
What's the Jewish one?
Hanukkah.
Hanukkah.
Yeah.
Happy Hanukkah. Did you say that?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I missed it.
It's
all right, guys. I'm accident prone, and this is Brian. We'll talk to you next episode.
Blue skies.
Later.